tandem pair down. This way, the student can enjoy the experience of free-falling for 35 exhilarating seconds. At about 5,000 feet, the instructor pulls the ripcord, and the student and the instructor float safely to Earth.
Ordinary tandem jump turned into a harrowing brush with death. April 27th, 1991. Instructor Mike Smith planned to jump in tandem with a new student. Another instructor, Ronnie O'Brien, would photograph the jump with a camera attached to his helmet. This is the actual footage that was shot by Ronnie's camera. They're on board the plane now, waiting while the other divers go first. Now it's their turn. The student who's wearing the red cap and Mike in the black cap jump, all the while being photographed by Ronnie's helmet camera. At the outset, everything seemed normal, but when the drogue chute was unfurled, something went terribly wrong. The pair was spinning helplessly out of control. The cord from the drogue chute had become wrapped around Mike, the instructor's throat, choking him. Within seconds, he had blacked out. Ronnie had only 30 seconds to save his friend and the student, now plummeting towards Earth at 176 feet per second. Finally, at 4,000 feet, Ronnie managed to grab hold of them. He struggled with the pair's ripcord and was able to deploy their reserve chute. At just 1,000 feet, Mike, the instructor, regained consciousness and guided the pair to a safe landing. Ronnie O'Brien realized he had saved two people's lives.
It's an absolute chance in a million. It was a completely freak accident. I've never heard of it happening before, never heard of it happening since.
Now let's go back to see and hear how Ronnie O'Brien accomplished the near impossible.
When we left the aeroplane, I could see immediately the drogue deployed that there was a problem. I could see it was coming from somewhere around Mike's head. I was a couple of hundred feet above the pair at that stage. I backed away from them, thinking that Mike might pull the reserve at any moment. When he didn't, I dived down in front of the tandem and started pointing at my reserve handle to suggest that he might like to pull his reserve handle. When he didn't do that, I decided that I would have a go to get hold of them and deploy the reserve for them. The pair were rotating quite violently, and I had to try and avoid being hit by them as I closed in on them to take hold of them.
I think when I realised how close we've been to dying, has made me appreciate perhaps more what life is, and I regard every day now as a bonus because we were so near that day.
Incidentally, if the student had not paid $50 to videotape the jump, Ron O'Brien would never have been there to pull the ripcord. Now that's money well spent.
And recently, Ron was awarded the Queen's Gallantry Medal. It's one of England's highest honors for bravery.
In a moment, a 5-year-old boy and his badly injured mother fight for their lives and are helped by a children's bedtime story.
He said, "Mommy, you're going to die. We're going to walk to the hospital." I said, "Honey, we can't walk to the hospital. I'm never going to make it."
Diving exit. Safe. I've got a quarter load that's got to take one back. That's, yeah, I mean, what do you want to do? You know, you can walk here to the student fees and get them when they're landed.
Okay, I'm fine.
You know, you can walk out there. It's hot. That's probably the canopy. The bigger guys are going to have smaller guys are going to have Where that guy's landing is where you guys will be landing. I got some other stuff. You guys want to go to the campus down Well, if you guys are all ready, I'll let you finish your cigarette. All right. Can't fuck around that.
Where'd he go?
Here's Mike jumping. on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. All right, Mike, smile for the camera now. Okay, we're getting a bird's eye view now. I'm zooming on him right now.
Okay, you turn completely around and come back to me.
All right, now smile for the camera, Mike. He's supposed to be the first one out, so I'm right.
See the helmet? The gold helmet?
Oh, black and white, dear.
Okay, keep coming.
Yeah.
Garland, the second one off. Mike's next, this is Brad.
Oh, this is Brad here, huh?
Mike was supposed to be the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got Brad here.
Oh. Well,
Okay, make a left or right, yeah, left turn, 90 degrees.
I still think that's Mike. Yeah, I'll tell you in a
No, come
minute.
back the other
You
way.
can see the orange helmet yet?
90 degrees.
Yeah, that one, but yeah.
Keep coming.
Neon
There you
orange.
go. Let her fly there.
Don't go in the sun, pal.
Okay, turn to the target.
Yeah, that's Brad.
All right, Brad, yell.
No, that's Mike.
Is it Mike?
That's Mike. Yeah, look at his shirt.
Right on, Mikey.
Hi, Mike!
Hey, Mike, you.
There's Brad right there.
That's good. Let it up, let it up.
Hey, girls, watch out for Uncle Mike.
Left turn a little bit. Big flip.
And it's touchdown, Michael, yeah.
Landing.
All right,
Can you let
number
me have
two,
it? I'll
I
try to
believe
do Brad.
this is Mike or Brad?
That's Brad.
Okay, this should be Brad now, number 2. Brad, turn some more to your right. Bring that toggle all the way down. There you go. Great.
And here we have Brad. You want to take Stephanie over there, honey? Or maybe right there in the bushes?
Okay, give me a turn to the left now. Bring it back to the left. Okay, stop there. Take a look around at the scenery now. Admire the view. It's probably the most beautiful view you're going to see up there. No, what? You need bigger arch. Okay, give me a 90-degree left-hand turn. There, stop there. Okay, give me a turn it around to the left now. Go back the other way. Might do better next time. Better off just landing over there. Heads up!
Where'd he go?
Turn to the right.
Where? Which one is he? This one over here?
Hold that there for 2 seconds.
Oh, let's watch him turn. This one.
Brad.
Yeah. I'm Mike.
Okay, Mike, I'm sorry.
Brad.
I'm sorry, I got the names all mixed up here on me. Okay, Mike, come on, bring it back.
Brad.
Give me a 90-degree right-hand turn.
Maybe land in the bush. That sucks.
Great job, though. For landing. Good. Good exit.
Keeps calling Mike still.
I don't think those other guys, not any amount of jumps either. We finally got stable.
That's how you learn.
Right-hand turn. Just controlling rate of free fall.
I don't know what in the hell I did up there.
Why?
I shoot open way too soon.
Okay, come on back the other way. Completely around. Completely around.
This better be Brad up there.
Garland, give me a left-hand turn, 90 degrees.
That's just going in circles.
Okay, Brad, give me a right-hand turn, 90 degrees. Let's bring it around the other way. Just take a left. Come back to the target.
See the sun.
Harder. Pull it down more.
Did you get good footage of me?
I don't know. Johnny did it. I couldn't find you.
Keep coming. Give me more left.
Where's he at? Tell me when it's time I have to move out of the way.
Looks good. Headed that way for just a sec. Good. Turn back now to the target.
Look at his feet.
Real good.
Is he going to bash into me?
No, he's a ways away.
Where is he?
Garland, turn back.
Is that him right over here?
Yeah. Man, that was a sucky ass jump, man.
Yeah,
Open the
Go
money
back up.
Left. Correction, right.
Screwing up.
Smile!
Yeah, that's good. Let it up. Let it up. Okay.
Watch out, he's coming.
No, don't pull down hard.
Watch out, girls.
Flare.
Oh! Oh, he fell again! Oh, no! Brad! Brad! Oh, wipe out too.
I like a secure fit. Life is short. Play hard. Reebok.
And bungee jumping and skydiving, but those things are for wimps. Now, the real test of a man or woman is a sport called sky surfing. We looked around for anyone nutty enough to do this report and found Rick Kirkham.
It's a sport so new, only a handful of people have ever done it. So dangerous, only a rare few would dare try. But with the high-flying success of major commercials like this one from an athletic shoe manufacturer and this one from a major soft drink company, television advertisers are proving the sky's the limit when it comes to creativity. And there's no limit to what Inside Edition will do to put you inside the shoes of the man who has helped create the sport.
This is to make out my will, see. This is who I'm bequeathing my stereo to. Oh, my God. This was my assignment last week, bungee jumping from a 15-story tall crane. I thought I'd done it all for this show. But then our producers came up with the idea that they wanted the inside story on a new sport called sky surfing. Imagine a bunch of guys who don't even realize that surfboards belong on the water. I wonder what our producers could possibly come up with next.
I can just see it now. Alligator wrestling in the Amazon. Or perhaps an inside look at piloting a kamikaze airplane. Well, anyway, I soon found myself taking off on what I affectionately dubbed Death Wish Airlines Flight 1, since everyone on board was wearing a parachute and still smiling. Sitting in front of me is Patrick Desgardons, the guy from the commercial. He's considered the best sky surfer in the world.
Where did you get the idea to use a board to go up in the air and start surfing?
I think of the idea mostly looking at snowboard and surfer on the water. It was a nice idea to do that in free fall.
30-year-old Patrick has been skydiving for more than 10 years, with some 5,500 jumps under his belt. Some 1,000 of those jumps have included up to a minute of sky surfing towards the Earth at more than 120 miles per hour. Though he experimented with a skateboard in the beginning, it proved too short, and snowboards were too heavy and awkward. So Patrick designed his own skyboard with a ripcord of its own so he can pull it off quickly and step out of the foot harness for a perfect landing. But we wanted you to see Patrick in action, and so here I am about to jump with him from 12,000 feet. Attached to professional skydiver Tom Falzone in what's called a tandem harness, I'll be able to focus my attention on the action. Instead of my rushing towards the ground, seemingly faster than a speeding bullet. Thrill-seeking sport may be shared by only a dozen or so experts worldwide, but skydiving center operators like Melanie Knatzer say interest in basic skydiving is riding on a new wave of success.
Absolutely. I would say there's been a tremendous increase in skydiving since the Reebok commercial.
Why, are all these people wanting to come out here and surf their first jump now?
They tend to ask if they can do that, but I think they know, that's not quite realistic.
For this reporter, just flying through the air with Patrick in action was enough of a thrill. Almost as thrilling as the feeling of that ground beneath my feet when the jump was over.
All right, bring on the alligator wrestling is all I got to say. Patrick, that was great. That was great, man.
Patrick hopes to thrill thousands of people over the next few years with live sky surfing exhibitions into athletic stadiums throughout the United States. But for the time being, you'll just have to catch him during those brief commercial appearances on TV. And meanwhile, I'll let you know how my sky surfing career is progressing.
When do I get my board, Tom?
Oh, next week. We'll
next week. All right.
Kirkham. Now, obviously, we don't want you to try this at home.
I hope this thing was on.
Team 2. Team 2. Jump 1.
Hey.
And I would see their father and their mother together, and I would just like kind of miss